Welcome to the OrangeCity Literature Festival's book review podcast. My name is Shambhavi Pal and I'm thrilled to bring to you this new segment for the students of Nagpur. This year marks the 6th edition of the OrangeCity Literature Festival and we are delighted to provide a platform for students to talk about their favorite books. Joining me today is Ms. Shambhavi Pal from the Podar World School, who will be speaking to us about the book, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So Shambhavi, a very warm welcome to our podcast.
Hi, I'm very happy to here with the podcast.
You're very happy to be here?
Yes.
Lovely. I'm very excited to speak to you about the book because from what I know, it delves into very profound themes. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So Shambhavi, again, as I mentioned, the book delves into very profound themes of memories, legacy, remembering people, leaving a mark on the world. I'm curious to know, for somebody as young as you, what drew you to the book? What makes this book your favorite?
Actually, it's like I was not choosing this book. I saw its review on YouTube, so I thought it would be good for me. And when I actually saw this book for the first time when it was with me, so actually it was so much text, I thought so. But when I got into the book, it was so interesting, and actually it was very lovely with so much mythological things, and about every character had some of its awesome things. So actually it's my favorite book.
It's your favorite book. Okay, and so for those of who may not know what the book is about, can you tell us a little bit about the plot?
This book is about a girl of 29 years old whose name is Addie LaRue. Actually, her full name is Adeline. She was very lucky at first when she was in her childhood. She was very beautiful with red nose and some freckles on her cheeks and nose. So she was actually very happy, but when she got into her married age and she became an adult, she had to marry with someone who she don't wanted to do it. So she thought her life was going to be very unlucky. So she got to meet with a darker dog whose name was Luck, and she bargained her soul for immortality. But also there was a curse given to her that if she had that immortality and the happy life, but no one would remember her at the next time. So she was living with that curse, and it's all about that how she met some person whom she can enjoy with, but the story ends with a sad ending.
Okay, well that firstly, exchanging your life for immortality, that seems to be a very heavy bargain, definitely a life-altering choice. So Shambhavi, tell me, what do you think of Addie's decision? Did you approve of it?
No, I don't think Addie's decision was right, because there was actually one more character named Henry, and he had a good decision of taking that bargaining. He had a short life and he can do whatever he wants, but actually his idea of taking that curse was
better. It was better than Addie's. Okay, and let's say unfortunately you were stuck as Addie. What would you do? Would you really like the situation that you'd get yourself into?
Okay, I would like the situation of immortality, but the situation where anyone could not remember me, it would be very boring life.
It would be very sad.
Yeah, it would be very terrified. Like, at first I'm enjoying with someone and I know who is he or she also knows me, but at the next day he completely forgets me. That's terrifying.
That is terrifying indeed. And of course, this is such a heavy price to pay for freedom. And you clearly do not agree with Addie's way of opting for this. So tell me, what is your idea of freedom? What does freedom look like to you?
Freedom should be like you can do anything you want with your own money, but it's not like immortality. Adeline does not have any freedom. She was like in the control of the darker god who was Luck, and so she does not have freedom.
It's quite unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
But it brings me to this question. Let's say Addie was a girl of this century, and we have social media, technology, so many things. How do you think she would have made memories then?
Like, that in this century, social media has become so popular, you can post your photos and videos on it. The people would see the photos and videos of her, they would see that, enjoy that, and the next day they would that photo would be just vanish out of their minds. So they would there would be some memory that was still alive with them. So Adeline would have so much benefits with this in this century if she was.
Definitely. She would have something to look at, something to feel nostalgic about, right? Now, throughout the story, Adeline or Addie, she's been obsessed. She's desperate to leave a mark. She wants to be remembered by people. And this is something which we also see in today's times. People want to be remembered, right? So why do you think that is? Why do people want to be remembered?
people want to be remembered because people die, so they don't actually know that who is remembering them, but still they want that because they get the good respect, and whenever they should do the good work, whenever we mention them, so so the people should be like, yes, I know him or her, and he was a very good person. So that's something you get the respect, and some good thoughts of you stay in the people's minds. So actually it's a good thing when anyone remembers you till the centuries.
Definitely. I mean, you may have passed away in the real world, but you're still alive in their thoughts. I guess that's what matters, right?
Yes.
Lovely. And coming to that point of being remembered by someone, Adeline, Adeline has found somebody eventually named Henry, as you said, who is able to remember her. And so that must be such a relief for her, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about their bond?
The Henry is actually a boy, and he comes at the last part of the story, but still he works at the bookshop, and he still remembers Adeline because he has a similar curse like Adeline. His curse from the darker god was that he can do whatever he wants, he can get whatever he wants, but he have a short lifespan. So the Adeline's and Henry's bond was actually great, but at the last I found that they were not together because Adeline has sacrificed him because of his good, and he had married with that darker god Luck. So actually their bond was great, but the story was sad ending, so their bond could be together.
You wish they would have ended up together, right? So Henry, you mentioned his curse is much better. You told me initially his curse was much better than Adeline's. So if you had to choose again, Adeline's curse was that nobody would remember her, and Henry's curse was that he would have a short lifespan, but he could do everything. So ideally, which of these curses or which of these options would you have preferred? Henry's again?
Yeah, I would prefer Henry's because Adeline had immortality, which is okay, but still at some time it's not very good. Also, that you would be forgotten by someone at the next day is actually very terrifying. But Henry have a short lifespan, which I don't matter so much, but actually I can do everything I want, and I had freedom in my life, unlike Adeline. So I would choose Henry's curse.
Definitely. That's a very good choice, by the way. Anybody would choose Henry. So coming back to Adeline again, you know, even though she has unfortunately chosen the curse and there's nothing she can do about it, she has already traded her soul for it. So do you still think she tries to find meaning in her life? She tries to live a meaningful life?
Yes, she tries to find meanings in her life, even though no one remembers her, but she enjoys every part of her life, but still there was no meaning in it because she's living in immortality with someone who she finds is not good for her also. Because in the book there was one part that she goes to a clothes store and she tries every clothes, she enjoys every outfit, even though she knows that everyone is going to forget her. So that I think that she finds meaning in her life, but though it's not meaningful, her life is actually very...
She's doing her best to be happy, but yes, eventually she's stuck with the curse, right?
Yes.
So on that note, brings me to my last question about leaving memories and an impression on the world. If you could leave one impression on the world, or what is something that you would want to be remembered as or by, what would it be?
If I would be remembered as like any work, so it would be like donations or charity work. And actually my dream is that when I will grow up, I want to be a businesswoman. So actually anyone, like if I die only, so anyone will mention me. So they would like talk about me that she was the richest and she had done many goods for the peoples who are homeless or for charity work. So I would make an impression on those peoples about the charity.
You have a beautiful mind and a beautiful heart, and the way you talk about things.
Thank you.
It's very nice to hear somebody at your age to have this clarity on what you want, okay? And with this, I'd like to wrap up this segment of this episode of the OCLF Book Review podcast. A big thank you to Shambhavi for being with me today and for speaking to me so sweetly and so intelligently about the story and what she learned from it and her views. In other news, there's the OCLF is coming to you very soon. That is on the 22nd, 23rd and 24th of November at the Chitnavis Center in your own city, that is Nagpur. You will have the chance to meet hundreds of authors and delve into the magical world of books. So thank you for tuning into this episode. Until next time, happy reading, happy exploring, and keep listening.